Breaking news. Minneapolis in mourning. 3 people are dead, including a police officer after a mass shooting.
Because this is one of those incidents should be unthinkable, but it's very thinkable because it's now happened 4 times in the last couple months. That trauma quickly should turn to anger and a commitment that this cannot happen.
This morning, a call to action as community leaders gathered just last night to show their respect for the fallen officer. Overnight, we learned another officer who was hurt was released from the hospital.
Shayla Reeves is live this morning near the scene of that shooting with how the community is reacting, Shayla, to this tragedy.
Heather and AJ, Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara is trying to find the words, struggling to find them for how deep this tragedy really is. We know that city leaders for the city of Minneapolis gathered for a press conference to talk about this shooting. It happened near an apartment complex in the 2200 block of Blaisdell in the Whittier neighborhood in South Minneapolis on Thursday. Now, here's a look back. You can see a frantic scene, the SWAT officers racing towards the danger. We learned 1 civilian died. We know 2 others were hurt. The shooter is also dead. We're told 36-year-old Minneapolis police officer Jamal Mitchell, a newer police officer with the department, was about 2 blocks away from that original call area, trying to provide medical assistance to 2 men when the situation took a turn.
Our investigators are working hard to determine the exact circumstances of how he was killed. We know that he answered a call of a shooting in the Whittier neighborhood. When Jamal and then other officers arrived, they were shot at. There was an exchange of gunfire, and Jamal was struck.
And we know that a second police officer was also hurt, treated, and released from the hospital. Police are telling us they expect more details to emerge as this investigation continues to unfold in the coming days and weeks. In the meantime, the police are asking people in Minneapolis as well as around Minnesota to continue to keep Jamal, his family, the department, as well as his loved ones, friends, and those who knew him in their thoughts and prayers as they continue to navigate their feelings around what's happened in the past few hours. Everyone trying to navigate the loss that they've experienced here in this neighborhood. Heather and AJ.
And not only that, Shayla, but as you mentioned, we still don't have any answers to so many pieces of this puzzle.
Absolutely.
So until we know that, we can't actually get that closure that I think a lot of people are looking for at this point.
All right. Shayla, I'm reporting for us from Minneapolis this morning. Thank you.
Well, moments ago, the flags at Minneapolis City Hall were lowered to half-staff to honor and remember Minneapolis police officer Jamal Mitchell, 36 years old when he died.
Just last year, CNN actually interviewed Officer Mitchell and his partner there. Now, he was one of 2 officers who saved an elderly couple from a burning home. And what he said back then about serving the community resonates even more now that he gave his life to help others.
That's the part of the job. Like putting others, we're here to protect the community, do what we can to serve the community. We are trained to put others' lives in front of ours.
During an overnight news conference, Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara said at the time that he commended and honored Officer Mitchell. The rescue was just 3 days after Officer Mitchell was sworn in as a police officer. Now, the story actually gained national attention, this part of CNN's Behind the Call of Duty series.
And police across Minnesota honored the fallen officer after the announcing of his death. A procession started at HCMC and dozens of cars lined up for hours to escort Officer Mitchell to the medical examiner's office. Look at this aerial shot right here from above. You can see just how many people and how many officers gathered. Others met along the route to show their support, and we saw this woman who stood there for hours waving that flag with a thin blue line across it.
We will honor his sacrifice. We will remember his name. We will never forget what he did for the people of our city. The lives that he protected, those lives that he saved.
As we mentioned, the community likely coming together in the coming weeks to express their support as well.
We want to update you on the shooting that killed 3 people, including a Minneapolis police officer.
The Minneapolis Police Department says officers immediately were met with gunfire when they responded to a shots fired call. This was around 5:30 yesterday evening at an apartment complex along Blaisdell Avenue South. Mayor Jacob Fry identified the officer killed as 36-year-old Jamal Mitchell. The BCA says Mitchell was trying to help 2 men who were injured. That's when he was ambushed. Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara spoke overnight saying he knew Mitchell personally.
He died a hero, and like the police officers standing here with me, and like cops everywhere, he was one of the few that have the courage to stand up and answer the call every day. He died what we asked him to do on behalf of others.
A second police officer was hurt, but overnight we learned he was released from the hospital. A civilian died. The suspect is also dead. We do not know their identities just yet. Officer Jamal Mitchell had not been with the Minneapolis Police Department for very long.
Yeah, in fact, just last year, he was only 3 days into the job when he helped save an older couple from their burning home. So this is body cam video here. It was released last February, showing him helping the couple out their front door. So at the time, the police chief, Brian O'Hara, called Mitchell and his partner truly heroic, saying that the officers put their lives on the line despite the danger. And this story actually gained national attention. It was part of CNN's Beyond the Call of Duty series.